Dear friends, welcome to the first press conference of the third round. The game between Sergey Karjakin and Anish Giri ended in a draw, and we have the players with us, so please can you share the most important moments of your game?
You start, Anish.
Okay. Yeah, I think we got this position like Sergey got yesterday against Hikaru.
Yes.
And he won so nicely. I thought he'll never play with black. But
so you wanted to repeat Sergey's play?
Yeah, he played excellently. The thing was Hikaru transferred the knight first.
Yes.
And then.
But not in this position exactly.
But it was very similar, no?
Yeah,
I mean,
very
later
similar.
play bishop 1b2. I mean, it can transpose, I think. Like if we do both the moves that he did.
Yeah, but okay.
Anyway. But I mean, it was very similar. Structure was the same, and Sergey played differently. He put pressure on e5 knight, and then the way to go is f4. But then black has standard way of playing, and I thought maybe here it will be harder for Sergey over the board to play because you know without pawn on f4 it's not so immediately clear what I want, but it's also not so clear what he wants, and there are some ideas. Yeah, I think knight e4, Sergey was afraid of b4, and not so clear to me what's happening. But so this surprised me. This structure to me it looked a bit ugly, but maybe I was later. I was not so inspired about my position, so maybe it was good. Yeah, this was the idea that here I have knight e5, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
This was sort of the idea. Here I could also go bishop h3 first.
But maybe I have rook 7.
And knight e5 doesn't work? Or?
Knight e5 I can just take everything and then c5 or something.
And if I play some move like this?
Yeah, it was possible. Bishop a6.
Rook e1?
Rook e1 now. So, I don't know.
Maybe
Something.
I'm sort of not threatening knight e5. Yeah. Well, I thought white has some pressure here. But I think here I didn't like. I was calculating this line. I thought bishop b5 and back. And I was thinking in the game if he does it, then I have e4. So that was sort of my idea. Maybe I have e4, I don't know. But also maybe I have many other moves.
You didn't want to play f3 and e4?
The thing is that once I go f3, always there is c5 before I have time for e4. And this was the problem because later I had this opportunity to go f3. Well, the thing is, he confused me with h5 because I was very concerned about knight e4. Because if I go f3 now, then knight g3 is working for. Well, not clear because there is no direct threat here. But
yeah, well, considering
rook
this,
e6 or h6.
I don't know.
Rook g6. I don't know. It could be fine for white, but it's a bit scary, of course.
e4 maybe.
Bishop c3, bishop e1 also makes some sense. Yeah. But you know, I don't have direct way of getting rid of the initiative, and it's a bit worrying. Also, the knight is pinned. So this was what I originally missed, that there is knight g3, and then knight e5 makes no sense because he just takes and goes bishop b4, which is also at first was missed by me. But I was planning to go, to be honest, bishop h3. I didn't see another move, and then he just has knight g5, and I think taking exchange is probably risky, or. Yeah, I couldn't calculate this yet.
I have queen f5. Maybe.
Yeah, it feels wrong for white, and if I just go back, he goes back as well. So I thought that knight e4 was okay for black. Of course, I can make some move, but then knight e4 was a good move probably.
Rook e2, maybe rook e2.
e2 even, yeah. If with idea f3 or rook c2, yeah. Yeah, actually I was pessimistic because now I see the position. It looks very very nice for white. Yeah, h5 confused me tremendously.
Yeah, we saw that well, Sergey, yesterday. H4, today H5.
Yeah, yes,
if it worked in one game, then probably you hoped it will work.
That's the funny thing.
And then also the sacrifice, I mean, and your sacrifice.
The funny thing is, if yesterday he would win because of knight g3, and today he would win because of knight g3, he would be a genius, you know? In the same variation. So I would never go f3 just because of this.
Just to let, possibility.
Because then, you know, I can forget the tournament. There is clear genius in the tournament, and he just goes.
Right.
But the problem was, h5 is a bad move because I have bishop h3. But Sergey was so convincing that here I was very happy with what I got, because I thought that g6 was interesting but dubious, and I thought Sergey would be too greedy to do that. I thought he would just take, I would take back, and I would have a very pleasant position, which is not a big deal, but it's a nice position. And f3, of course, occurred to me, to be honest. I saw this idea, but my final argument was that he can even go knight f6, and I was only thinking about e4, which then he can even take and go knight g4, and it's very unclear because my center is very shaky, my king is somewhat weakened, but the problem is that here I just have knight e5, and this I forgot about, and this is just collapsing. So f3, I mean, it's just completely in trouble. I mean, yeah.
What did Sergey hope? What were you hoping after?
No, the problem was that I was considering h5, bishop h3, knight g4, knight f4. I was calculating, and then when I played knight g4, I immediately realized that white
So you
had.
missed,
No, it's
not
an easy move, because the thing is that rook e3 is there, of course. And to be honest, during the game, this position, actually I didn't know what is happening because
rook e3, and if you take on g4.
rook d3.
No, what then
Rook d3.
Yeah, so
okay,
I must take queen d2, bishop d3. I must take. I must take on d3. Otherwise, he unpins from the fork. So I have to take on d3, and now queen g5. And this I was not sure about. And Sergey told me that I have king h1. And okay, I was not sure about this. And while I saw this, I also saw knight gf6 back. So I thought, okay,
king f2 doesn't work. h4 or something.
Even king h1 might. I mean, this
Maybe
probably
king h1
it's ridiculous. It's completely winning probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is just completely winning. I had to take some time to calculate it. And also knight f6, knight e5 is not so difficult. Yeah, I think he was just... okay, he probably has to do something extremely desperate, but this is just...
Well, yeah.
okay, it's not the end of the world, but it's a very pleasant position and something white lives for. Yeah, I wonder how big it is, but it's very nice. At any
Okay,
rate.
so it was the key moment of today's game.
Yeah, then it got funny, but not... the thing was, okay, this I thought he missed... because if I just draw back, I think he has very good compensation, yeah? Because of the...
Yeah.
Let's say... yeah, he has very good compensation, I think. He will play somewhere king g7.
King g7 is good.
Yeah, knight e4 also good.
Knight e4 is possible.
Not so easy with this strong... I missed my bishop, and I felt he has very good compensation. And I thought this was very good because I thought bishop e7, knight g6 would work for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. And
I think I was also considering bishop b4 here, but then you have knight. Then you have knight takes b6 is very strong.
Yes,
because queen b6, queen f6,
knight d5
bishop e7, knight d5.
and bishop e7 you want?
Yeah, but still not
Knight
knight
d5.
d5.
Yeah, no, I was calculating, to be honest, king g7. Now the problem was my original intention was knight c5.
that's what we
But then
discussed.
there is d4, which I missed, and it got me extremely terrified.
We were analyzing, yes, this was...
Yeah, this is completely unclear. But after this, I have a very strong move h4. I want to go h5, so rook h8. Now I go e4. It looks just fantastic for white. And d5 coming. So I thought my position is great because this would be this, and bishop e7 was knight g6. But yeah, knight g6. Okay, the problem is that if I don't go knight g6 anymore, he will just kick me out with knight e4, knight f6, and then I have to go back to f3, and we get this position.
The same position was...
Which I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's better for white because pawn is a pawn, but I think black has a nice play, and I wasn't so sure. And yeah, I thought e4 would be good here, but then I realized he has like 10 different moves, and it's completely unclear and not clear what I'm threatening. Because of course my pieces are out of attack, which was obvious to me. But I thought the e4 or knight c5 would work. I was mostly thinking about king f8 actually. Then I have knight c5, and it's a better version because here I missed this. I saw rook f8, of course, but then I thought I would have a rook lift. So I was under the impression that he can do nothing, but he has queen e8, which is very very important move.
And then queen h5, yeah, right.
Yeah, to be honest, I was calculating some other move like queen d7 with the idea to go bishop d8, and then this endgame looked promising to me because I go king f4, h4, g4, and still I wasn't so sure how big it is, but it was interesting because you get some counterplay as well, but it's only desperate. But rook f8 is very precise. Yeah, now I thought the only way to continue was to go rook c4 and then repeat after dc, but you might as well do it right away. The problem is that there's queen e8 and e4 he gets d4, and I don't even have a draw anymore, so it's two pieces, a lot of pieces. Yeah, I think this f3 was. Yeah, and the thing is, I even saw this move, but somehow I convinced myself that it's not clear.
Okay, well, thank you, Sergey. Do you have anything to say? No.
No. I mean, it was interesting game, but I was over optimistic maybe at this moment. Yeah, and so I blundered what he didn't use.
Okay, well, anyway, good luck in your next rounds. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.